And welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. We're discussing Fulton County tax bills, and our guest is Republican State Senator John Albers, who represents part of Fulton and Cherokee counties. Now, as you observe the anger and efforts over the residents over this, you've come up with some ideas and things that you want to present as far as legislation.
Absolutely. What we want to work on is a cap that would be at the cost of inflation or even less, to make sure that homeowners would never be taxed out of their home and could plan as their property values increase or if they decrease.
And you said there were basically some blatantly things wrong with this situation.
You know, there certainly was. If you look at, there's some systemic problems within the Fulton County Tax Assessor Office. There were property values that were frozen that should not have been automatically unfrozen. There were several issues where they were completely out of bounds of what the norms were, and this gives us a chance to get it right, working with technology and real estate agents to make sure that people's homes are valued properly, but we also don't punish people as their values increase.
All right. Now, obviously, this is stemming from what's happening in Fulton County, what we're seeing there. Would your legislation focus specifically on Fulton County, or would it expand to other areas?
Great question. To begin with, we're going to focus on Fulton County. And once we get that accomplished, because we have some short-term problems we have to deal with, then we do want to look at doing something statewide. And I look at it this way: if California can pass it, certainly we can do it in Georgia.
All right. So as you've been watching this, what do you think got Fulton County into this situation to begin with?
Well, I think there's a combination of reasons. I think there were some people that were literally asleep at the wheel, and for years there were things that were not being done that needed to be done. That being said, I don't want to look backwards. I want to look forward at the solutions and things we can do to make sure it doesn't happen again, and we've got a strong foundation for the future. Because as values go up, let's say the value in your home went up 20%. That didn't mean your income did, right? So we need to make sure that we rationalize that and do it right.
All right, so this is obviously going to be a good thing for the residents because it'll cap it and it'll make things safe for them. But what will you do to make sure the other entities that would get money from that increase, that might be anticipating and expecting that money to come in, that they still get some income?
Well, I'm working with our Fulton County commissioners, all of our different city governments, our school board members, and everybody engaged, because this is a team effort. However, they already have a mechanism to do that, and that's using the millage rate. And that is a great, transparent process that requires them to publicly post it and to host meetings and to talk about why they would need to make those adjustments if revenue is needed positively, or hopefully we're reducing that millage rate to give the money back to the homeowners.
Now, one thing in Fulton County, we know that the new Falcons Mercedes-Benz Stadium is being built over there. There are people in the neighborhoods right around there very concerned that with this massive stadium coming in, it's going to raise their property rates. These are people that have lived there for decades or longer in these homes. Now they're concerned that their rates may be going up. I mean, how will that factor into it? Because obviously it has to adjust some, it has to go up some.
Well, we never want someone to get taxed out of their home. That's why this cap will protect them as well as anybody else in the county, to assure they can plan for and know that there'll be small incremental changes over time. However, I believe the new stadium will be very good to them because it'll provide more economic development and opportunities, and with that rising tide, all boats will lift.
Now, obviously, you'll probably get support from the homeowners and things because it's a good thing for them. Businesses that may be looking for that money, maybe not. So what do you think as far as support within the legislation, legislators, you know, do you think you'll be able to garner that support in there?
Well, I sure do, and I will tell you, I've served in office for 7 years, and I have gotten more communication on this issue than any other issue statewide. I've gotten almost 1,800 emails as we sit here today. That doesn't count phone calls, that doesn't count town hall and committee and community meetings. So there's a lot of support behind this, and I know my fellow legislators want to protect our homeowners and our families, and I feel confident we can make positive reform.
All right, and how soon will this actually start happening, putting this through to introduce it?
Well, I've already been working on draft legislation, and when we get back to legislative session in January of 2018, that will be one of the very first bills that I introduce. All
right, Senator John Albers, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Vince.
When Public Affairs on Peach returns, we shift our attention from Fulton County tax bills to DeKalb County water bills.